Hey guys, what is going on? It is Ethan J. It is a pleasure to have you guys. I actually just came out of the washroom, so I have stains on my dang shirt. But regardless, I hope your guys' day has been amazing. It is Ethan J. just clocking in with you guys here. So this topic, guys, is gonna be a little awkward. It's one of those videos that I hate making a clickbaity title for, so I apologize for that. I really hope your day has been good, stranger. I hope everything has been good for you. I know that this type of video is going to possibly limit my employment opportunities. It's gonna possibly even stagger my subscriber count, and it's not a popular topic. People subscribe to me for fitness content. So I don't know, people will wonder, why am I even talking about this topic? But I feel like it must be addressed. And that's why I'm getting into it. So hope your day's been good. I just got out of the shower, so that's the reason why I'm staying up here a little bit. So guys, I'm just gonna speak from the bottom of my heart here and talk about a little topic. So recently there was a woman who slept with 1,000 men to break a world record, and she posted it online. Now for the everyday average person like you or I, we're kind of like on the average spectrum where that opportunity is not something that's going to just pop up to us. Secondly, it wouldn't probably interest us. And thirdly, you might even be able to relate. Let me explain. Growing up in the West, we have access to things way too early on, and with the boom of the internet, especially me being near my late 20s, we had access to the internet in a more unrestricted manner as it was just becoming up. So if I talk to people about online entertainment, if you guys know what I mean, a lot of my friends would be able to relate. A lot of my friends probably still watch. A lot of people still watch. There's a huge a demographic of people that watch this stuff online. And you see, lust is a very difficult topic to discuss because, a disclaimer, I'm subject to fall at any time. The greatest heroes of the world have fallen to lust, let alone some biblical heroes as well, right? So when we talk about lust, we have to talk from a very open perspective. But I think this topic needs to be discussed, because if we don't discuss this in a place where we can grow from it, we're gonna hurt future generations. So guys, as much as the title caught me off guard, the first thing I really truly feel is just sympathy, right? Because there's this person whose parents are allowing this daughter of theirs, right? A woman to go and commit these heinous acts for what? At the end of the day, it's for money, right? Guys, money is the biggest crux in our existence. People will kill their family members, people will rob from stores, people will do all sorts of wrong just for money. That's the world that we live in today. We live in a world today where people are doing whatever it takes to get that dollar, because that dollar means a secured lifestyle. You get your house paid for, you don't have to work underneath another man, and you can do whatever you want. And listen, I'm all for being money hungry, being obsessed about getting the dollar. I love that, that's great. But the concept of character and morality matter more than how much money you make, right? And this is a topic that I've talked about many times on my YouTube channel. If you are conniving people, if you are breaking ethics to make your money, then what's the point of making that money to begin with? You are breaking every moral standing, every conscious pillar you have in your soul and your heart to make this dollar. And what's worse, right, is I truly believe that every person that has been given a gift has the potential to be a great leader. Not because of just you leading a great life, but it's also because people will follow in your footsteps, whatever your footsteps might be. This is why I'm so quick to talk about my mistakes, because I can share to people what my mistakes were in my past so they don't go and lead themselves to make the same mistakes that I made. But I would never advise someone to make the same mistakes that I made, or visually sell the mistakes that I made. But here this person is blatantly doing it, taking advantage on, and not even just taking advantage, just offering a service that many people will fall to in more or less terms. For the men out there, listen, we need to step up, right? You need to make a vow to yourself that 2025 is the year that you eliminate watching this stuff for the rest of your life. For the women that are around you, for the daughter that you might raise one day, for the wife that you might have one day, for the son that you're going to lead one day. You don't want to find this stuff, seeing people make love on a screen and you watching it on the other side, completely in a room by yourself. There's nothing that's going to ruin your self-esteem. You need to ask yourself why you feel terrible after the act. It's because your brain, your psyche, your body knows that there was nothing intimate here. There was nowhere to connect your hormones. There was nothing here besides you and a screen. You just connected with a screen. That's why your body feels disgusted even though you don't understand it, right? To the young guys out there, I'm telling you, you need to get off this stuff. You need to free yourself from this stuff. You need to flee when temptation hits. Get out there, go for a walk. Get out there, go for a run. I don't care if it's snowing or it's raining out there. It's cold out. It's winter where I'm at right now. And if I'm hit with temptations like that, dude, I'm doing push-ups, I'm doing a house workout, or I'm out the door. Because you can't let that temptation bother you like this. She's making millions. And I don't have any vindication against this woman, but she's making millions off the lustful depravity of the men that exist in this world. This scares me because that lets me know that in the West, we have people that behind closed doors are supporting this type of work. We could talk all day about the sex trafficking that occurs. The life of a woman's life is very difficult, right? It's a very difficult life. It's not easy, right? To tackle on dealing with things from a more emotional process-oriented things to being objectified sexually on all fronts. And now having to face a world where pornography being treated like a sexual object. Sex is one of the greatest parts of a relationship. But I'll tell you guys one thing, that it can quickly take over the mind of a person very quickly. I had to break up with someone that I was dating with because I realized how quick my brain became hardwired to pursue that pleasure. It's the highest level of dopamine that you could ever get. And I realized that I was hurting the person that I was dating because instead of seeing her as a person, I was seeing her as a body. I was seeing her as a pleasure fix, right? And I was ruining her. So I had to take the step back to remove myself, not because she was a 10. She was a 10. I was hurting her, and I had to step down. That doesn't make me a hero. I'm not trying to glorify myself. I'm just saying that this is a serious problem. I thought I was above the rule. I thought I was above expectation, but my ego was clearly big, and I had to humble myself. And now that I've been celibate for well over a year and 2 months now, and just being single, I've realized that our system breeds off this stuff. Our system breeds off of lust, right? Like, look at all the top YouTubers, look at all the top youth entertainment actors. There's such a lustful aura around them these days, right? And going back to the story with the 1,000 men in under an hour or something, whatever her number was, or in a day, I think. Guys, the fear for me is that we're going into a direction where marriage is going to have no meaning anymore in the West, where honor is going to have no more meaning anymore in the West. As one of my buddies, we're going to be friends for a long time, and I'm not putting him on blast. No one knows who he is, but he knows who he is if he's watching this video. He says, forget about marriage, just go and have your fun, it doesn't matter. But the problem with that is it does matter. The problem with that is it does count. It does mean something. It does do something. I don't know about you guys, but I've grown up a degenerate, right? And I've worked really hard to become clean and pure and sober and away from all things of distractions. And yes, my life has gotten a lot more lonely because of that, because in order to be clean, you have to really run away from a lot of people that are doing a lot of dirty stuff behind closed doors. What I've learned is that everything has a cause and an effect. Everything you sow and you reap it. And if you choose to go on Tinder and start to hook up with a bunch of people, you don't realize the damage that's happening to you. But one day you'll wake up and you'll feel it. You'll hate yourself. You'll hate yourself. You'll be smoking, you'll be drinking, and you'll be like, what happened to me? And you've fallen. You've fallen from the potential that you could be. And it's so quick to get down this route, right? And I'm just so thankful that, I'm just, your everyday average dude. And guys, before anybody clowns me, word to the wise, I've had girls actual fight to date me before, right? I'm not saying that to brag, but I've been in situations where I've had partners before, and I've been that guy, who was constantly, looking for women. I love women from the bottom of my heart, and I, at the end of the day, if I have the chance to, if I have the chance to get married, I would be really grateful for that from God. I love women from the bottom of my heart. I love the idea of intimacy. And I know that God has made a lot of beautiful women in this world. That being said, the moral aspect of purity and the moral aspect of keeping yourself sacred for a marriage is the very reason why we have marriage. Marriage is a unity between two people. So now when we come to a culture where not only are the men and the women watching this type of stuff, but they're endorsing it, you're pretty much going to embody what you're watching. So you're going to say that it's okay to hook up with multiple people. You're going to say that it's okay to hook up with as many people as possible. And this leads to a life of depravity, leads to a life of sensuality. It leads to a life of lostness, where marriage won't have meaning anymore, where union won't have meaning anymore, where honor means nothing, right? That's the world that we're getting to, where purity just doesn't mean anything anymore, right? And guys, I'm very afraid, because if that's the world that we're coming to, and we're already there now, we are in a very scary place. We need to repent. We need to come back to order, and we need to come back to God's standards of doing things. Like, you don't understand how scary that is. That means that any relationship you get in is subject to fail. That means that the kids that you're bringing into this world are going to be broken. Don't you want your daughter, your husband, your son to have a beautiful life, not be heartbroken, having to drink and smoke to fix the pain in their heart from not being attractive enough, or feeling like they're not attractive enough or good looking enough? And that's what this is going to do to a lot of people. They're going to feel like they're not good enough to meet the standards of this world, when in reality they are, but they're being subject to the quick need fixes of our hookup culture. So guys, who am I? Nobody at all. I'm just a dude with an opinion, with a camera and a laptop. All right. Here's what I have to say. Consider this, right? Consider a year of abstinence. Consider looking at your peers and your colleagues and the purpose of life for something deeper than just needs and fixes. And look at it for a type of mission that you're here for. When you start to see life as a mission, and this life being something that was very purposefully done, you start to realize that the hookup culture concept is a very, very dangerous YOLO type, throw away your moral ethics culture tool that deprives the moral righteousness of yourself and many people. And it's something that we need to take notice of and fight back from. Now, I've made this video pretty long enough, and I've talked about a few points that are certainly interesting. Now, I know that there's going to be a lot of people that are going to fight against me. They're going to say that, masturbation, pornography is totally fine, pornography. They're going to say that I'm a Christian bigot, and that, people are subject to do whatever they want, whenever they want. And dude, that's totally fine. For the fathers out there, I want you to think about your daughters. Think about having a daughter and what a world it would be like for her. Your precious child having to face this world, the sexual trafficking, the having to go to a mall and can't even be comfortable in a mall, right? Think about your sons who are going to be hunting down prey, and some that won't be able to get it because of the scarcity, right? And the environment that they're in, leading to a society of people that are flimsy and fake, using screens to cover themselves up, using apps to connect where they can't even connect with in person anymore. That's the world that we're getting to these days. So I'm not perfect. I have made these mistakes many of times. And that's why I can speak to you guys about this topic now. We are facing a very big problem in the West. And if this doesn't get solved, if we don't start to openly start to correct our friends, correct our own actions, and start to treat people with respect, and even just communicate to people with respect. My number one thing on the table is loyalty. If you can't give me loyalty and you can't tell me the truth, we can't be together. Simple as that. I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. I'm very flawed. But the one thing I give to every woman that if I ever do get blessed with another situation in my future, is I'll give you the honesty and the loyalty. And I give you my loyalty till death, because that I will do, because I firmly believe in that. And that means that there's going to have to be a long conversation about intimacy, about what we expect, about her libido, my libido, about finances, and all sorts of stuff. And it has to go into a deep dive about who we are as people, as souls, right? And that's a conversation you got to do with the person that you're with. And you have to find that person for you, right? And it also means that you have to not look at the role models that we have today. They call them corn stars, right? But there's the thing that they're showing you is just their flexibility, mobility, and how deprived they are to make money off the back of your deep desire. The question is are you going to become aware enough to know that you're being manipulated and you're being trained to do what they're doing? And you don't believe me? How is it that after one or two of those videos, your desire seeks more and you want to go see something that's darker and that's darker, and you can't be satisfied by the little thing anymore? Now you're in a whole different realm of genre. Think about that. Guys, I have seen reports about the exploitation of children, and nothing breaks my heart more than that. Because I come from a single parent home and my mother did everything she could to take care of me. And it breaks my heart to think that there are single parent mothers out there who are losing that battle to their kids being gone somewhere. Because that could have been me. And that's the reason why I fight with this so much, because it bothers me. I have women all around me in my family. If one of them were to go into one of these paths, I would be broken, right? It would be hard. So now I think about it from the external perspective. So friends crack jokes with me all the time, and the first thing I tell them is, dude, listen, you know what? Not my cup of tea. I'm a one woman type of guy. Don't have a woman. It's all good. I hyper train. I train 4 or 5 times a day on average. I don't need, my energy is put in somewhere very valuably. I'm focused on building muscle mass. So I don't really need to put that energy anywhere else. You know, when the time comes to meet that partner, she's gonna meet somebody that's jacked, super ripped, super healthy, and that looks good, clothes on, clothes off, right? Hopefully. And until then, I'm gonna keep it pure, keep it right. That's my decision, doesn't have to be yours. Now, millions of people that think this kind of way, I think we can start to make a dent on that divorce rate. I think we can start to put some of these apps that are using our own desires against us to bed. And I think we can start to finally take some money back, or at least save our money from these companies that are exploiting the lives of people that are willing to sell their image and their blessings, their good looks, for the wrong reasons. Am I blaming them? Am I saying that they're less than us? No, we're all equal, right? But that also means that we have a code of honor and a code of ethics that we have to follow in our lives. 1,000 people in one day. I don't believe in that at all, right? I don't believe in that at all. Fight for purity. Fight for a good future with a good family and a good home, and one person that you could ride or die with. That's a crazy prayer and a crazy dream to ask for, but believe in it, you know? And even if it seems impossible, may it come true for you one day. Be blessed. Never give up. Ethan J signing out.